everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your monthly angel card reading for July 2019. For this month's monthly reading, we'll be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this month, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Black Moon Astrology cards by Susan Shepard. So this is a really important month, this month of July, because we're entering eclipse season again. If you remember back at the beginning of the year when we started 2019, January had a new moon solar eclipse and a full moon lunar eclipse. Now that we're entering July, we're heading into another set of eclipses. So we have a new moon solar eclipse in Cancer this month and a full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get there. So let's start out by looking at your stones of choice for the month. Your first stone of choice is this beautiful clear quartz wand. And you can see it's rather a large wand. And if you see, it's a special wand because it's a double terminated twin, okay? And this is kind of rare because this is a raw piece of quartz. It's not been cut in any particular shape or polished. So it's got that wonderful raw energy to it. And with this double point here, you could call it a twin. So we could look at this about divine feminine, divine masculine, and balancing those energies within us. We could look at this as twin as far as twin flame and relationships in general, all soulmate relationships because of the 2 points here. Again, this is a very powerful wand, if you will, that can be used to manifest whatever your intentions are. Clear quartz always magnifies the energies of whatever thoughts or ideas, intentions that you put into the clear quartz. Your second stone of choice is a beautiful big piece of lapis. Isn't that beautiful? That dark indigo blue color. This relates to the third eye chakra. This helps us to open up our psychic abilities, clairvoyance, clairaudience. This is a beautiful stone that the ancient Egyptians used quite often. It's got these wonderful gold flecks in it. So we also have that gold color of the solar plexus, even within this lapis, which is our sense of willpower and confidence and courage. And this can be likened to the night sky to me, you know, the dark blue of the night sky, the golden color of the stars. So it really, to me, exemplifies this connection we have to the heavens, to our star brothers and sisters of the light, even to the angelic realms of the highest vibration of light. And then your last stone of choice is a beautiful golden calcite pyramid. I almost lost one of my cards here. So this beautiful golden calcite pyramid, this of course does relate to the solar plexus chakra and even a little bit to the sacral chakra. There's that orange color within the yellow golden color here. So we have that solar plexus chakra of, again, you owning your power, empowering yourself, being more confident and self-assured. And then we have that sacral chakra energy with the orange of passion and creative self-expression. So finding passion within yourself, finding passion in life, and utilizing whatever your creative gifts, talents, and abilities are. Now the pyramid shape itself is significant because it's bringing down that higher vibration from universal God force energies, and it's kind of manifesting it down through the base. So it's this direct line to the universe and all the intelligence of the universe, the messages from the universe, the power of the universe, and it's bringing it down into the third dimensional realm through that shape of the pyramid. So you have these wonderful stones of choice to choose from. You have this clear quartz crystal double terminated twin wand. You have this beautiful sacred ancient Egyptian kind of dark blue lapis with the golden flecks in it, and you have this beautiful golden yellow and a little bit of orange color in there, divine pyramid. Okay, so let's talk about the energy of the month of July. I always like to look at the numerology vibration first. And so to get that, we're going to take the universal year energy of 2019, which adds up to the number 12. So we're in a 12 universal year energy, which of course, if we reduce it down, is the number 3. It's a 3 vibration this year. It's all about our belief systems. It's all about creative expression, whether through words or through actions. It's speaking, teaching, writing. And it is about abundance and prosperity and blessings, although I know that some of us have had a hard time seeing that this year so far. And that's, again, because we go back to that idea that the number 3 relates to our belief systems. So we're really working on our belief systems this year, 2019. And they're also talking to me, so I paused for a minute. They're talking about patience. So we're needing to have patience in this year. But to get the universal month number of July, we're going to take the 7th month of July, so the number 7, and add it to that number 12, the universal year energy. And of course, we get the number 19. Now, of course, in numerology, the first thing we want to do is also look at the reduced digit of 1 plus 9 is a 10, and 1 plus 0 is a 1. So this is a 1 vibration energy this month of July. And the number 1 is the first number, so it's all about new beginnings and new birth, okay? New directions, new opportunities. And the number 1 is about the sense of self as well, so it's about our self-identity, our self-assuredness, our self-confidence, our take charge ability to make things happen. But we want to look at the number 19 as well, because in numerology, the number 19 is a karmic number. And that karmic number is made up of, again, the 1 and the 9. So we have the 1, new beginnings, fresh starts. And we have the number 9, the last of the single digits, which is about endings and completion and releasing, letting go, healing. The 1 is about action, and the 9 is about allowing. So it's kind of this mix and balance which creates that karmic energy of knowing when to take action and when to receive, or when to allow, or when to let things unfold in their own way and in divine timing. It's that nice fine balance between the masculine and the feminine energies. Now, the 19th major arcana in the tarot deck is the Sun card. Now, in the Sirian Starseed Tarot that we're using here to show you the Sun card by Patricia, Cori, and Alyssa Bartha, in this deck it's called Solar Deity. And, you know, you can get this idea of the sun here. It's got a beautiful Pegasus. The Sun card by itself in the traditional tarot is about success and recognition and shining your light. And it often speaks of career, business matters, you know, your life path, destiny path, you know, who you are out in the world. The Solar Deity has, even above and beyond that meaning, this idea of transmutation or transformation. It almost has that sense to me of rising from the ashes, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, even though this is a Pegasus. I was going to say unicorn, but it's a Pegasus. You can see that the Pegasus is moving on and up. It's right in front of the sun, and it's moving on and up. And we have this solar flare energy going on around it. So it almost has that, to me, that idea of alchemizing something or transmuting something to a higher level. We're burning away old, lower vibrational energies, thoughts, belief systems, emotions, feelings, patterns, and we're transmuting this to a higher vibration with again, the Pegasus rising up or moving up. We're transmuting those lower energies to a higher vibration. Now, remember I said that we have a set of eclipses this month, and so this is part of this transmuting energy and this rising into our power or rising into our light, so to speak. So it's time to really shine your light. It's time to really have that sense of confidence and rise above or rise up, or again, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, rise up born anew. It's like rebirthing yourself and rebirthing your life with these eclipses this month. So let's go ahead and talk about the astrological energies of significance for this month. Now, when I do the weekly readings, the weekly angel card readings, I focus more in on all of the astrological aspects, but for the month I want to just focus on the highlights. Otherwise the video would be way too long. So, you know, there's actually a lot happening though this month. We start out on the 1st of July with Mars, which is this masculine energy, this take charge energy. It's the planet of energy and forward movement. And it's a fiery planet, just like the Solar Deity or the Sun card that rules the whole month of July. Mars is a fire planet, and it's moving on the 1st of July into the fire sign of Leo. So he's going to be a lot more comfortable there. He normally rules Aries, which is another fire sign. But being in Leo, again, the second fire sign of the zodiac, he's still pretty comfortable here. So Leo is about, self-expression, creative self-expression. It's about being recognized for who one is, shining your light, and being a leader and taking charge. And so again, Mars in Leo is going to be like that oomph that we need, that energy that we need to take charge and make things happen and just kind of forge ahead on our path. Now on the 1st of July, just real briefly, we're in the dark of the moon phase before the new moon solar eclipse on the 2nd. So even though Mars is moving into Leo on the 1st, it still might take a few days before it really kind of picks up the speed of energy, so to speak, to move into that forward momentum and forward movement. But you still will probably feel this shift of energy. Now, Mars will be in Leo all the way until August 18th. So that gives us plenty of time, about 6 weeks here to really utilize our creative self-expression, to really make things happen in a very positive, kind of shiny, self-reliant sort of way. Now on the 2nd of July is when we have that first eclipse, a new moon solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Cancer. Now new moons are about new beginnings, and when we have an eclipse, it intensifies the energy. So this is an intensifying of that energy of new beginnings. And the new beginnings are in that Cancerian energy. So this is about home, family, responsibility. This can be about land, as far as where we live, property. This can be about the nurturing that we give or the nurturing that we receive. Cancer is a very homey, lovey, mothering sort of sign. So this is a new beginning as far as how we feel. The Cancer rules feelings or emotions. The key phrase for Cancer is I feel. So we're in a new beginning of how we're feeling. We're in a new beginning with all of these home and family and property and land and nurturing and caretaking energies of Cancer. So we often think of new beginnings as I want to manifest my intentions. I want to manifest something new. And I'm not saying that you can't manifest something new in this solar eclipse in Cancer. However, it starts with the emotional body, okay? So it starts with our feelings of joy, happiness, enthusiasm, exuberance, those positive emotions of Cancer. If we go into some of the lower vibrational emotions of Cancer, frustration or anger or depression, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to manifest those intentions that we have for this month of July and into the weeks following that. So make sure that we're focused on the emotional body first, balancing that emotional body and really kind of uplifting our emotions to a higher vibration. On the 3rd of July, Venus is moving into the sign of Cancer. And Venus will be in Cancer from July 3rd until July 27th. So pretty much for this month, the planet that rules love and relationships as well as money and finances is in this sign of Cancer that rules our feelings. So again, the more we can feel positive and good and happy and joyful with the people around us, the beauty around us, the situations around us, the more that's going to benefit our financial situation and our relationship situation. Okay, and Venus does like to be in Cancer because Cancer is that nurturing, loving sign, and Venus likes to be loving and nurturing. So this is a good placement for her. A lot of that love and nurturing might be towards home and family situations, and even those that we consider our family, not just our biological family, but our spiritual family as well. On the 7th of July, Mercury is going retrograde at 4 degrees of Leo. Now, we have Mercury retrograde, several times a year, and This is just going to be one of those time periods. But again, because we have those eclipses, this might be a little bit more intense of a Mercury retrograde. And with it starting at 4 degrees of Leo, it's going to retrograde back into Cancer. So it's going to go all the way back to 23 degrees of Cancer before it moves back to direct motion and finally back into Leo. So it's going to be in Leo for an extra long time. From July 7th through July 31st, it's in Leo, and it's moving into Cancer for most of the month of July. I'm just looking at my dates here. August 11th through August 28th, that'll be part of next month's video, but that's when Mercury will jump back into Leo and spend, the rest of those days of August, the 11th through the 28th in Leo. Now, Mercury in Leo, Mercury rules our thoughts, our ideas. It rules our belief systems on some level, but usually on a little bit of a lower level. And in Leo, again, more of a sense of creative expression and confidence. When Mercury retrogrades back into Cancer, we're again dealing with more of the home and family matters. And a lot of times during the summertime, as we are here in the Northern Hemisphere, we have a lot of family situations and gatherings and picnics and outings and vacations, things that involve our family. So it's not, out of the realm of logic here that we're having a lot of communication with the family, that we're having some situations maybe with home and family matters that need to be taken care of during this Mercury retrograde. This can be about people in our family that we haven't talked to in a long time or that we've had issues with for a while, and that Mercury retrograde is going to give us the ability to come back together and kind of iron those differences out. Now, we have to take that opportunity and we have to utilize it. We might have to take a little bit of action to make it happen, but that can be one positive thing. Oftentimes we talk about Mercury retrograde as being a time to not start anything new, to not sign contracts, to not make any major purchases, and that holds true at any point in time, no matter what sign Mercury's in when it goes retrograde, or what month it is, or what else is going on. But the deeper level here is looking at your creative ideas with Mercury and Leo, and your connections with other people that are within your home and family system when it goes retrograde. It's kind of redoing something, restructuring something, revitalizing something. It's all of those words, Okay, so then we move to, let's see, when's the next thing that we have to talk about here is, I guess, the full moon lunar eclipse. And the full moon lunar eclipse happens on the 16th of July. It happens at 24 degrees of Capricorn, and it's connecting with Pluto. And Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, transmutation. It's that power and control kind of planet. It's got that powerful umph to it. And so here we're going to have a huge, intense energy because of that full moon lunar eclipse. Full moons are a sign of something coming to a culmination, something coming to a completion, and then thereafter the full moon, we go into this healing, releasing, letting go time. With it being connected to Pluto, again, it's extra powerful. It's going to have that extra kind of umph, so to speak, to bring about death and rebirth in some situations and circumstances within our lives. Now, Capricorn, of course, rules who we are out in the world. It rules our career, rules our life path, our destiny path. Responsibilities comes in again. We've had that word come up a couple of times, so there's a lot here when it comes to responsibilities to home and family and responsibilities to my career, my destiny path, and who I am out in the world that's happening within this month. Now again, let's talk briefly about the eclipses in general. This is a time of intensification of energies and redirections on our path. It speeds up the soul movement, the soul evolution and growth. So if we're not in alignment with our truth or in alignment with the path that we're supposed to be following at any particular time, those eclipses can very suddenly redirect us. And the eclipses also don't just happen in the moment that they're happening, but their effects will last several weeks and sometimes until the next set of eclipses. So with a regular new moon or a regular full moon, it would last until the next new moon or the next full moon, those particular energies. With an eclipse energy, again, we're talking about weeks and weeks until the next set of eclipses, which isn't going to be until towards the end of 2019. So the energies of redirection, the energies of change, the energies of transformation can last for quite a while. It gives us time, so it doesn't have to happen all of a sudden, but it gives us time to readjust, it gives us time to redirect, it gives us time to change our plans, change our ideas, etc. if we need to, plus the time that we need to readjust within ourselves as far as the evolution and growth of our soul. On the 19th of July is when Mercury will retrograde back into Cancer, and we already talked about that a little bit. And then on the 27th of July, Venus will be moving out of Cancer and into the sign of Leo. So as we go into August, she's going to be in the sign of Leo for the next few weeks. Now, Venus in Leo, happy, expressive with her love, new ideas, new creative ideas when it comes to finances and money. Venus also rules our values and it rules our sense of self-worth. So these things are also going to be highlighted with Venus and Leo. Leo likes to have fun. Leo likes to be appreciated. Leo likes to connect with the inner child, which is part of that having fun, and innocence, and shining one's light like a child shines their light. You know, they're often happy and joyful and they don't have any cares in the world. So Venus and Leo is going to be highlighting some of those energies. And Venus is a planet of blessings, and so it can bring blessings as well in this light, sunny sign of Leo. On the 31st of July, we have another new moon. So we're having two new moons in this month, but this one at the end of the month is not going to be a eclipse energy. It's just a regular new moon. It's at 8 degrees of Leo. So here we again, we're moving into the Leo energy towards the end of the month, which is going to be different than the Cancer energy of the feelings and the emotions and home and family and responsibilities and caretaking. Now we're moving into Leo of confidence and creative self-expression and shining our light and being recognized for who we are and what we have to give to the world as we move later into the month. I also want to talk about Chiron, the wounded healer. This is also something that's highlighted this month. Chiron, the wounded healer, is turning to retrograde motion at 5 degrees of Aries, almost 6 degrees of Aries. And that happens actually on the 8th of July. So right around in that first week of July, we're going to feel that Chiron energy kind of slowing down and intensifying its energies in that sign of Aries. Chiron being the wound, Aries is about our sense of self or self-identity. So it's bringing up wounds in regards to our sense of self, wounds in regards to our inner confidence, our inner take charge ability, knowing who we are, knowing what we want, knowing what our needs are, or getting our needs met. Those are some of the things in the first week of July with Chiron slowing down and getting ready to turn retrograde that we're going to be experiencing and feeling. So let's go ahead and look at the message from our angels and guides. I pulled one card for the eclipses by itself, so let's look at that first. The card that I pulled just for the month because of the eclipses actually was Major Arcana 20, and in this deck it's called Karma. Now in the regular tarot it's called the Judgment card. And you know, in this energy of judgment, or in this energy of karma, this is really, again, talking about these eclipse energies, the past versus the future. And it's about a time of allowing ourselves to be redirected on our path. Remember I said that the energies of the eclipses can suddenly redirect our path. And the universe is calling for us to let go of old situations, old subconscious patterns, old relationships perhaps, old ways of believing about ourselves and about our life. And so in that, it's a very karmic time period. It's a very karmic kind of energy as we move through these eclipses. Now, to me, this looks like the ocean, and it almost looks like a heart here within the ocean. So again, it brings up the emotional body, our feelings about ourselves and about our life. And the water, you know, the emotional body is very difficult to sometimes traverse. You know, we don't have sometimes a good control. We emotionally react, or when we have feelings, they just kind of pop in and we can't really, what do I want to say, direct them or keep a lid on them. And we shouldn't keep a lid on them. It's part of the purging that's going on. And so this to me is a part of the karmic purging that's going to be happening in this month of July. But you can see this beautiful lotus flower here at the top, a beautiful pink lotus flower. Relates to the heart chakra. Again, the emotional body, right? The heart chakra, what we're feeling. So we're opening up, just like here, we're opening up to release and let go of some of the karmic implications or karmic situations or energies. And we're then opening the heart chakra into this higher love, this higher understanding, this higher awareness. And this is about self-love as well as unconditional love for other people as well. So this is the card that represents the whole month. Now, I pulled some cards here and more than 3 cards came out, so let's just put it that way. The first card that we have here is Major Arcana 18. In this deck, in the Psychic Tarot, it's called the Shadow. In the traditional tarot, this is the Moon card, bringing up emotional, subconscious waves of, feelings or old belief systems, things from previous lifetimes. This is the light versus the shadow. This is the ego versus the higher self. And we shouldn't say versus, because that makes it sound like they're at war with each other. And they're really not. This is about integration of the shadow. This goes back to the month of June, because the month of June was an 18 universal month. And so this being the first card for the month of July, I feel like we're still winding up some of those energies, especially with the Chiron turning retrograde. We're winding up some of those old subconscious patterns, and we're dealing with some of those shadow energies before we can move forward into the eclipses so that we can be redirected to a higher path. So allow this kind of merging, rebalancing, transmutation, to take place, and allow yourself to embrace the shadow aspect of yourself, because in loving that shadow aspect of ourselves and embracing that, that's going to be what helps us to balance that out and to bring it to a sense of peace and allowing. Now, the next card that came out was the Crown Chakra card. So again, we're opening up to a higher vibrational energy here with these eclipses, opening up to higher awareness, higher understanding, higher messages from God Source Energy Universe. This is all about allowing that energy to flow down through the crown chakra and through all the other chakras. So it's energizing all of us. It's raising our vibration to a higher level. Again, a higher understanding. This almost looks like a pink energy. It's really kind of a purpley pink energy. So purple is the crown chakra. The pink energy can relate to the heart chakra. So we're back to that merging of the crown and the heart, that higher awareness with how we're feeling and self-love, and really kind of moving that through our entire body, through all of our chakras and through our entire energetic system to raise our vibration. That crown chakra energy, that channeling of higher vibrational energy, is what's going to evolve us as a soul. It's like moving from a 3rd dimensional to a 5th dimensional energetic level. So it's transmuting old energies, and it's moving us to a more crystalline state. That's what I'm feeling here with this, is that we're moving to a higher vibrational state with these eclipses and through this month of July. Now, the next card that came out kind of went along with the crown chakra, and this was number 4, Major Arcana 4, and Authority, which is typically the Emperor in the traditional tarot. And with this one, we're talking about opening that crown chakra to higher awareness of our inner authority, our inner stability, our inner sense of security, our inner resolve to kind of take charge and, I want to say, make things happen, but I want to say manifest something in your life. This authority figure almost looks a little angry or frustrated, but that's really not what it's supposed to be here. This is really meant to be an energy of inner authority, of tapping into your inner authority, your inner resolve, your inner confidence, your inner take charge, to again create a sense of stability and security, and to with that inner security and resolve, to manifest what it is that you desire, to bring into manifestation. The number 4 is a number of manifestation. And it starts with, again, your inner authority and connecting with that inner power. I'm going back to that idea of empowerment and power, your power. Okay, so we're going to move on to the rest of the reading, but I'm going to make this into a part 2 reading because the video is going to cut off here in just a moment. So the rest of the cards for the month and then your special message card for the month is going to be in part 2 of this reading. I'll splice it together though, so it'll be one big long video. Okay, so thank you for that brief pause there, and we're back with the rest of the cards for the reading. So the next card is Major Arcana 0 and New Beginnings. And we do start out with that new moon solar eclipse on July 2nd, and then we end on July 31st with another new moon at 8 degrees of Leo. So there's a lot of new beginning energy along with the eclipses that's happening this month. Now, the traditional tarot deck with Major Arcana 0 is the Fool card. And the Fool card is about having trust and faith in whatever the new beginnings are, because we don't know what those new beginnings are. It's like the Fool stepping off the cliff and trusting and having faith that there's going to be something that is beneath him, that he lands on some sort of solid ground or on solid footing. Or sometimes you see the Fool at a crossroads and he's trying to decide which path to take, and he's got to trust and have faith that his inner guidance, his inner intuition is going to lead him in the right direction. So again, here we have this wonderful new beginning that's taking place, but we may not know what it is. Again, with the eclipses and the redirections that might happen, the changes, the transformations, the new opportunities that will come in that we might not be expecting and might knock us off our center, even though they may be positive opportunities and positive potentials. In the end, they always are, but sometimes it knocks us off our center when something comes in that we weren't expecting. So here again, just as the Fool, she's looking down. She's not looking ahead, because again, she doesn't know what lies ahead. She's just looking down at her feet. She's looking down at the next step she's going to take, and she's trusting and having faith that that next step is going to lead her in the direction that she wants to go, in the direction that she needs to go for her highest evolution and growth, for her growth and evolution as a soul, and learning whatever it is she's here to learn. So with this idea of new beginnings, a second card came out, and so that card came out as the one of spiritual. The purple card here tells me that this is the spiritual suit, which is like fire or wand in the traditional tarot. So the number 1 indicates that it's a new beginning. So this is a new beginning on a spiritual level. So again, we have new beginnings, and then we have 1 passion ignited. So we're again moving into this new beginning on a spiritual level. We may not see it physically yet, but it's on a spiritual level. And as long as it's on a spiritual level, we know that we're being divinely guided and protected with our guides, with our angels, with the archangels, the ascended masters. And with that divine guidance and protection, they're asking us to ignite this fire within us, to find our passion again. So this is something that oftentimes we lose in our lives as we move through day-to-day happenings in life. We get into a rhythm, into a routine. We're going to work, we have a job, we need to make sure that we have enough finances to come in to support ourselves and support our family and those that we love. And sometimes we lose the passion. We lose this sense of passion within ourselves. Now, it may very well be talking about doing something that you're passionate about. Maybe again, we're just going through the motions. Maybe it's within career, maybe it's within a certain situation, maybe it's in a relationship. And we've lost that sense of self, the number 1. We've lost that sense of passion for life and for ourselves. And we need to reignite it. We need to find it again. So again, this whole month of July kind of has this theme of transmuting lower vibrational energies. I want to go back here to the Solar Deity, right? Transmuting these lower vibrational energies and rising above them and finding the light within ourselves and shining that light to the outer world. It's merging ourselves with the shadow side so that we can heal the shadow side. It's finding again this light within ourselves, but not to sweep the shadow under the rug, because we have to recognize it in order to heal it. So if we just dampen it, if we just kind of sweep it under the rug, we're not going to be able to ever heal it. So we want to connect with our higher self, but we also want to look at the ego and the belief systems, karmic patterns, and our fears and our anxieties, and we want to heal that so that these two aspects, so that the shadow can merge with our higher self and be healed. And then again, we have this light, this crown chakra, higher vibrational energy. Again, this higher vibrational energy flowing down from the universe through ourselves, through our chakras, into the earth, grounding it into the earth. We're connecting that with, again, finding our inner sense of authority, our inner sense of power, our inner stability to manifest what it is that we desire in life. And moving to this idea of new beginnings with the eclipses, with the redirection that's happening in our lives. And again, if we think about the universal month energy, remember July adds up to 19, and if we add 1 plus 9, it's a 10, and if we add 1 plus 0, it's a 1. So we have this new beginning, and here we have the number 1 here. But the Fool card, being Major Arcana 0, speaks of having trust and faith as you're taking a new step forward without knowing what's ahead of you. And this is saying, in that new beginning, in that new step forward, find your passion, find your light, find something, whether it's a feeling, emotion, a situation, a circumstance that lights you on fire, that lights you up, that makes you feel alive again. We want to move into this new beginning of feeling alive again, because I think a lot of us through this first half of 2019 may have started to feel a little lost our way, things aren't moving, or things aren't manifesting in the timing that we desire. Maybe they're not manifesting or moving in the way that you thought at all, or in the way you intended at all. But that doesn't mean they still can't, and that doesn't mean that they won't. Or maybe it does mean that you need to modify what it is that you're intending. Maybe there's been things happening the first half of the year that says, you know what? I thought I wanted this, and I thought I intended that, and I set these intentions at the beginning of the year, but now I'm seeing that I'm being moved into this new direction. And this new direction is exciting too, and filled with all these wonderful opportunities. But now you have to reignite your passion for this ability to manifest. And your angels and guides are talking about this being a process of manifestation. They're going back to, it's starting with higher thought, right? Higher thought or a higher intention from the universe, this universal energy kind of coming down and being channeled through your chakras. And then it moves through the mental body first. The mental body is our thoughts and our belief systems. So we have to attach a positive thought or a positive belief system to this new spiritual idea, or this new spiritual energy, or this new spiritual intention. And once we've attached the positive belief that it can happen, or the positive thought that it's going to be created, then we have to attach a positive emotion. We have to ignite that passion through positive joy, happiness, excitement, enthusiasm. Again, finding your inner light in order for it to finally be manifested into this sense of security and stability on the earth plane. It kind of has this downward kind of effect as we go through the spiritual body, the mental body, the emotional body, and finally to the physical body, which then grounds it into the third dimensional earth plane. So this is a very positive reading, a very powerful reading that tells us that there's a lot happening with this sense of transmuting and rising above and moving through old karma, energies, feelings, vibrations, emotions, releasing those and healing those through this eclipse season while we're merging our higher soul self with our ego self in this kind of grand healing that we're going through. All right, so that was a lot there. Let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So for those of you that chose the clear quartz crystal, we're gonna shuffle these cards. And again, I chose the Black Moon Astrology cards by Susan Shepard because we're in eclipse season. So I thought the astrology deck would be appropriate to look at our special message dealing with this eclipse season. And this one's kind of poking up here for the clear quartz crystal. This is 6th house and routine. So the 6th house is all about health and work and job and the things that we do every day, what we need to do every day to kind of keep functioning and keep moving. So for some of you with the 6th house, there might be some health things that need your attention through this month. And especially with the powerful eclipses, they're saying that some of these energies might come in as a physical imbalance or something that may be challenging on a physical level, but to don't necessarily jump to that conclusion right away. Because the higher vibrational energies are coming in, there might be something within your physical body, your physical system that's needing to be tweaked or transmuted because you're moving into a higher vibrational state within your physical body. So be sure to support your physical body, your health, by getting extra sleep, eating correctly, taking care of yourself, getting exercise, getting perhaps a massage or some sort of self-care or self-healing work. The whole idea of routine, again, is to pay attention to the things you do on a daily level. And I feel like they're talking about changing things up. Changing up the routine so that it's not the same old, same old. This could be anything from driving to the supermarket and taking a different route to the dress that you typically wear or how you typically pattern yourself in the mornings. If you get up and you eat breakfast and then you take a shower and then you meditate, maybe you want to get up and meditate and eat breakfast and take a shower, or just kind of mix it up. So you're breaking up the routines in your life, because as you break up the routines in your life, it's going to send out this message of change to the universe. And the eclipses are a harbinger of change anyway. So rather than have it be this all of a sudden shocking, I don't know what's coming at me kind of change, if you start to bring in change already, you kind of lighten the load, so to speak, when the changes of the eclipses occur. It's like you're already inviting the changes to come in by changing up your routine. And this even has a higher vibrational kind of geometric pattern here above this person. So this is telling me again, this crown chakra energy, there's even a little stream of light that's coming down from this higher vibrational pattern of energy through this person's crown chakra. So I feel like you really need to meditate as part of your routine of the day. Put in 5 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of meditation, if you can on a daily basis, to help to break up some of the routine or some of the everyday patterns and bring in positive changing energies. Okay? I feel like I want to also pick a clarification card or an extra energy card. I keep getting that message to pull that for the 6th house. And there's actually 2 cards here that are standing out. And we have South Node and Life's Debts, and Saturn and Truth. Now, isn't that interesting? Because Saturn is the Lord of Karma. He does rule karmic patterns, and he's kind of that reality check. Saturn is the reality check that brings us back to a sense of truth. Now, Saturn ruling karma or karmic patterns or karmic past lifetimes, and then we have the South Node that also rules past lives and life's debts, is part of this idea of the 6th house and routine and breaking up those old patterns. So you're really needing to focus on past ideas, past belief systems. If you even know what your past lives are, perhaps, or maybe you can find out or do a hypnotherapy session or get a past life reading. Saturn's helping you to kind of release, let go of not only this routine that you've gotten yourself in, but also the past life karma and these past life debts. So I'm going back to changing up your routine is going to help to clear and change out those karmic debt patterns, that past life stuff. Okay, now I want to put these two cards back in the deck just in case they come out for either the lapis people or the golden calcite people. So take that, we're going to shuffle again. So now we're looking for the special message card for lapis. Lapis people, let's give this a little shuffle. I'm going to just close my eyes for a minute. Okay, so we're looking for the special message for lapis. Lapis people. Waiting, okay, this one's starting to pop out, so I'm going to choose that one. 12th house and escape. 12th house is also a house that rules past lives. So we have a lot of past life energy going on here so far. The 12th house, you can see, rules escapism. It rules the spiritual realm, but it rules confusion, delusion, illusion, feelings of wanting to escape. It rules addiction. It rules, again, past lives and past life karma to some extent as well. So this is, again, an energy to where you're going to be dealing with in this month of July. Of, first of all, they're saying kind of a reality of just wanting to escape it all, like escape the chaos, escape what's going on. Too much is happening. I'm feeling like people are feeling overwhelmed and they just want to get away and escape. Now, if you can get away physically for a weekend, I'm not saying to run away and run away from your problems, but to get away and have some downtime in nature or take a weekend retreat break or something like that is going to be very beneficial for you. Now, the other way to escape, of course, is through obsessive compulsive tendencies or addictive kinds of patterns, whether it be to drugs or alcohol or even exercise, food, something of that nature. So we don't want to just try to escape what we're feeling or escape what we're experiencing by covering it up with these addictive tendencies. We want to kind of move through it. So what you need to do to escape is actually, again, we're going back to meditation. Meditation, spiritual focus, spiritual exercises, Tai Chi, yoga, anything like that. That can help you to escape, but in a positive, beneficial way. It's like you're not really escaping, you're connecting with the universe. You're connecting with God source energy. You're connecting with your divine guidance, your higher soul self. You're connecting with the archangels, the ascended masters. And in that way, this turns into a positive form of escape. You can see this kind of spiral of energy happening to where we just want to let go and we want to focus on the breath and we want to move into that spiritual realm of beingness. We don't want to stay there forever because we have to live our lives. But to be able to connect to the spiritual and connect with the universe is helping us to connect with our higher selves, which in turn is helping us to deal with whatever's happening in the outer realm of life a lot better. This also, they're saying, has a message of, I feel like there's some transitioning going on here. Transitioning could be of situations, transitioning of the self, to where you're starting to change, and maybe this is bringing up some emotional things that are needing to be transmuted again. But also I feel like you might be dealing with a transition of situations or people from your life. Now this could be friendships or relationships transitioning or coming to an end or changing to something else. This can also be about a transition of a loved one from the earth plane to the spiritual plane. And knowing that we're always connected no matter what. And maybe this is about a loved one that has already transitioned previous to this month of July, and that you're reconnecting on a spiritual level, the 12th house level, the spiritual plane. Maybe you're dreaming of them, or they're coming to you in your dreams, or maybe their presence is being felt by you. Knowing that your loved ones that have passed on to the other side are still there, and they're guiding you, and they're loving you, and they're nurturing you, and they're working with your angels and guides to assist you in moving in the right direction or in making the right decisions. So I feel like that's part of this energy as well. There's also these planetary alignments up here, so I really think that the eclipses are very powerful for you this month. And you might want to do a special ceremony or a special meditation when you have the new moon, when we have the new moon solar eclipse and the full moon lunar eclipse, as a way to kind of bring in new intentions and new beginnings, as well as releasing the old and healing healing old patterns or situations that need to be let go of or transmuted to a higher vibration. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the golden calcite pyramid, okay. All right, so we're going to give this a little bit of a shuffle here. Asking for golden calcite pyramid message to kind of show itself. And my eyes keep going to this one here, so let's pull this one out. Void of course moon, missing. Now, void of course moon is a time when the moon is not making any aspects to any planets. And so it's kind of, we're at a standstill with the energy. It's almost like we're in, again, like a void. The void of course moon means that we're feeling like we're in a void of energy. There's something missing. And I feel like those of you that get this card, you might feel like you're at a standstill. You might feel like something's not moving forward. They're saying that it's a time of inner healing, and that's why you're having this feeling of things being at a standstill. Even amongst the chaos, there's going to be, again, the changes and maybe some chaotic energies because of the eclipses happening. But it's like you're in the center of the storm. You either need to be in the center of the storm, so you need to kind of go into this mode of self-reflection and meditation and alone time to kind of be the stillness within the storm that's happening around you. That's one of the messages that comes through. But also that there's this huge healing taking place in the stillness, in the silence. There's this huge healing that's taking place, and that maybe for some of you, the forward movement or the actions unfolding are going to be in the next couple of months. August, September is maybe when you're going to start seeing things happening a little bit more, unfolding a little bit more, maybe even changing a little bit more. The changes, I feel like, for you are starting within, on an inner energetic level, and then you'll see the changes on the outer level as we move into the next couple of months. So the moon also rules our feelings, our emotions, our subconscious. I feel like I want to choose a clarity card for you, for the void of course moon people, to see what else we can add to what we just said. So asking for clarification card for void of course moon. Okay, this one here. Scorpio and I transform. So again, Scorpio has that very intense inner transformation, healing, and transmuting of energies that's going on here. We're really kind of digging down deep with the Scorpio transformation in this void of course moon. And so again, with the moon ruling our emotional bodies and Scorpio ruling the subconscious, the shadow side, we're really digging down deep here, and we're doing a lot of internal healing with what's happening for the month of July for you. So I've done this a little bit differently. Usually I try to get the video done within 30 minutes. So I want to say thank you and appreciation to all of you that have hung in with this longer extended version. I felt like I wanted to give you, especially for the month of July and eclipse season, a more in-depth look at especially your special message cards for the month, as well as because we got several cards for the month in general for people. I wanted to make sure that I was able to describe them without rushing through anything. So thank you so much for hanging in and watching the video. Thank you for subscribing and sharing and commenting on my videos. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for the energy that you send me. And I want to send each and every one of you much love and light and many, many angel blessings in this eclipse season and beyond. Namaste, everyone.